Tech entrepreneur Elon Musk has ignited fresh controversy after making deeply personal and politically charged remarks about his estranged child, saying he felt tricked into consenting to medical treatment and claiming that puberty blockers were not properly explained to him. In a recent interview, Musk stated that he believes he lost his son and accused what he calls the woke mind virus of being responsible, vowing to fight against what he describes as an ideological movement influencing institutions and families. The comments quickly spread across social media platforms, drawing strong reactions from supporters and critics alike. Musk alleged that he was misled about the nature and long-term implications of puberty blockers, describing them as sterilization drugs, and expressing regret over decisions made during a difficult period for his family. "I was tricked into doing this," he said, arguing that he did not fully understand the medical and psychological framework surrounding gender-affirming care at the time. Musk's remarks refer to his transgender daughter, now known as Vivian Jenna Wilson, who legally changed her name and gender in 2022. Court filings at the time indicated that she sought the name change in part to distance herself from her father. The legal transition marked a significant and public rift between Musk and his child, one that has since become emblematic of broader cultural debates in the United States over gender identity, parental rights, and medical treatment for minors experiencing gender dysphoria. In his latest comments, Musk framed the issue not only as a personal tragedy but as a societal problem. He argued that powerful cultural forces are pressuring families and medical professionals to make decisions that he now believes are harmful. "My son Xavier is dead," he said, using his child's former name, and adding that the situation strengthened his determination to combat what he calls the woke mind virus. The phrase has become a recurring theme in Musk's public statements, often used to criticize progressive social policies, diversity initiatives, and gender-related education programs. Medical experts, however, dispute Musk's characterization of puberty blockers. These medications, often used to pause the physical changes of puberty in adolescents experiencing gender dysphoria, have been described by major medical organizations as reversible treatments that allow more time for exploration of identity. Organizations such as the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Endocrine Society maintain that gender-affirming care can be appropriate when provided under careful medical supervision. Critics of Musk's comments argue that describing puberty blockers as sterilization drugs oversimplifies a complex medical issue and risks spreading misinformation. The debate over gender-affirming care has intensified globally in recent years. Some countries have tightened regulations around youth access to hormone treatments and surgical interventions, citing concerns about long-term evidence and safeguards. Others continue to support access to such care under strict clinical guidelines. In the United States, state-level legislation has created a patchwork of laws, with some states restricting or banning certain treatments for minors while others protect access. Musk's personal involvement in the debate adds a powerful emotional dimension. As one of the world's most influential business leaders, his words carry significant weight. He has increasingly used his platform to comment on cultural and political issues, particularly since acquiring the social media company X, formerly known as Twitter. Under his ownership, the platform has undergone substantial policy changes, including shifts in content moderation and reinstatement of previously banned accounts. Musk has positioned himself as a defender of free speech and a critic of what he sees as ideological censorship. Supporters of Musk argue that he is speaking from genuine pain and parental concern. Some conservative commentators have praised his willingness to share what they view as a cautionary story about medical decision-making for minors. They contend that parents should be fully informed about potential long-term effects and that social pressures can sometimes override careful deliberation. Opponents, however, say Musk's rhetoric risks invalidating transgender identities and may contribute to stigma. LGBTQ+ advocacy groups have emphasized that transgender individuals face higher rates of mental health challenges, often exacerbated by family rejection and societal discrimination. They warn that language framing a transgender child as dead can be deeply harmful and alienating. The estrangement between Musk and his daughter has unfolded largely in the public eye. In previous interviews, Musk acknowledged tensions within his family and linked them to ideological differences. He has said that his child's transition coincided with attendance at an elite private school that he believes promoted progressive ideas. Critics counter that framing the issue as ideological indoctrination overlooks the deeply personal and psychological dimensions of gender identity. The controversy also underscores broader questions about parental authority and adolescent autonomy. Medical professionals typically require parental consent for minors to receive puberty blockers or hormone therapy. At the same time, doctors and therapists aim to respect the developing agency of young patients. Balancing these interests can be complex, particularly when families are divided. Legal scholars note that disputes over medical consent are not unique to gender-affirming care. Similar tensions have arisen in cases involving vaccines, psychiatric treatment, and other sensitive health decisions. The difference in this instance is the intense political spotlight and the cultural polarization surrounding gender issues. Musk's vow to destroy the woke mind virus suggests that he views the issue as part of a broader ideological struggle. In recent years, he has aligned himself more openly with critics of progressive social movements. He has questioned diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and has amplified voices skeptical of mainstream narratives around gender and race. His statements often spark viral debates, reflecting both his immense influence and the divisive nature of the topics he addresses. Meanwhile, advocates for transgender youth emphasize the importance of evidence-based care and supportive family environments. Studies published in peer-reviewed journals have indicated that access to gender-affirming treatment can be associated with improved mental health outcomes for some young people experiencing gender dysphoria. However, research in this area continues to evolve, and long-term data remain a subject of ongoing study and discussion. The emotional intensity of Musk's remarks illustrates how personal experiences can shape public positions. For many families, navigating a child's gender transition involves complex feelings, uncertainty, and difficult conversations. Experts often recommend family counseling to facilitate understanding and communication. When those efforts break down, estrangement can follow, leaving lasting scars on both sides. Public reaction to Musk's comments has been sharply divided. On social media, some users expressed sympathy, sharing stories of their own struggles with medical decisions and family conflict. Others criticized what they saw as a refusal to respect his daughter's identity and autonomy. The debate quickly expanded beyond Musk's personal story to encompass broader arguments about science, politics, and cultural change. For Musk, who leads multiple high-profile companies and commands a massive online following, the intersection of private life and public influence is inescapable. His statements resonate far beyond his immediate circle, shaping conversations about technology, governance, and social norms. As debates over gender-affirming care continue in legislatures and courtrooms, voices like his will likely remain prominent. Ultimately, the controversy reflects a society grappling with rapid shifts in understanding identity, medicine, and parental roles. Whether Musk's remarks will influence policy or primarily intensify existing divisions remains to be seen. What is clear is that his deeply personal framing of the issue has added a powerful and emotional dimension to an already fraught national conversation, ensuring that the debate will continue in the months and years ahead.